Dallas Cowboys have treated this year like a soft college schedule. Run up the score on two teams from the Northeast. Now, despite wide-ranging praise, you put Rutgers on there, Albany, like Buffalo, 40-0.
Pretty much.
The Jets.
Real talk.
Micah actually picking up bad vibes. Hobbs, my microphone, my earpiece is broken.
I mean, what he's
hold
on. What he's saying is the Giants last year made the playoffs, and the Jets, with that level quarterback play, where everybody talked about they were 7-10. No. Last year's Jets were 7-10.
Is that playoff level?
Listen, maybe he didn't study the AFC standings that well, but it's not like they were playing the Texans and the Bears the first 2 weeks.
How
in the world is he baffled that everybody's not all in yet on the Cowboys?
Go ahead.
Come on.
What do you mean?
It's been 28 years. You brought up John Harbaugh's resume. Let's bring up the Cowboys' resume. 28 years.
Can we cross out
of
things that happened before that player was born?
28 years of F games at inopportune times. 28 years of failing to get to the championship game in your own conference.
Right.
And now after 2 games against the dregs of the NFL.
They're not the hold on.
You know what they did. They're bad teams.
Mediocre.
Against the 2 in New York teams that aren't good, we're supposed to be, bow down. The Cowboys are
the
here.
Giants
The Cowboys
literally
have
were
arrived.
a playoff team last year, and they've lost 1 game since the playoffs last year, and it was to the Cowboys. So act like the Giants are a horrible team.
Look at this now.
No,
rubbing off.
I haven't heard the Giants.
The Giants are a great team.
I'm not arguing they're a bottom 5 team. Hold on. Here's the thing. He is 100% correct because he is right, and it is pure. Brew just admitted it. It is purely because of the jersey. Hold up. Let me just give a thought exercise. All right. Any other team, here's the profile. Back-to-back 12-win seasons. Each year they've gone one step further in the postseason. They have a Super Bowl champion head coach. They have a Pro Bowl quarterback in the dead smack dab middle of his prime.
Everybody's got a Pro Bowl.
Hold on a second.
Everybody's got a Pro Bowl.
He has, I think, 2 years ago. I think
He played like 6 games 2 years ago.
No,
It's
last
been a while.
No, 2 years ago they won 12 games. I think it was when it was, but maybe I'm wrong. Dusty can check me on that.
Yeah,
Dusty.
2 years they won 12.
And so hold up. They have a generational player on defense.
Yeah.
And what is right now universally regarded as a top 3 defense, and most people agree, the number 1 defense. And through the first 2 games of the year, they're beating their opposition by an average of 30 points. Any team with that profile would be considered a surefire Super Bowl favorite. The reason they aren't is because they're the Cowboys. The same reason they get talked about too much, they get doubted too much when they're actually good. The only other team to win 12 games each of the last 2 years is the Chiefs.
Quickly, because I know Greg wants to go. I've said on here since the preseason, they're a contender. So nobody's saying they're not good. I'm just saying there's 2 other juggernauts in the NFC, and that's why everybody's not all in on them, because there's other teams that are just as good, if not better.
What's the other one?
Well, for me, what looms large over the Cowboys is this dark cloud of what they perform like in the postseason. Everything that you guys are alluding to is exactly right. You make a great point. We hold the Cowboys to a standard of what they have not done and what they had been in 28 years ago. What you're saying is exactly right. This is why I'm shocked that this is surprising to Micah Parsons. He's walked into an organization that had the standard of yesteryear, and the expectation is to do it now, and they've not done it. They've not delivered. Those years that you're talking about, those 12-5 seasons, they didn't get past the divisional round.
Thank you.
So we're accustomed to them having success in the regular season. We're accustomed to them having a great defense, or Dak Prescott looking great all year, and then in the postseason, them faltering and not turning out to be what Jerry Jones says they are every single offseason and every single year leading into the season.
Well put.
Since Micah Parsons been on this team, they've been unquestionably one of the 5 best teams in the entire league. There is no metric you can argue. They are not one of the 5
Well,
best.
playoff wins.
And they've lost to who?
That's kind of an important.
You got 5 teams that have been past the divisional
That's
round each of the
fine.
last 2 years. You don't. The Eagles, the Bengals, the Chiefs can argue they have been unquestionably more successful. This is only Micah's 3rd year. They were 12-5. You want to throw I'm trying to do the Rams, I guess, because they won a Super Bowl, but then last year they. No, that's fine. The Rams. I was leaving the Rams out. That's fine. And the Niners.
Yeah, the 49ers.
There's your full list.
We got the
They've
Chiefs,
lost to
the
Jimmy
Bengals,
G.
Yes.
the Eagles,
Yes.
the
Rams, the Niners,
and the
Cowboys.
49ers. So that's 5.
Okay, there it is. Okay,
I
one of the
think
6
people
lists.
are ready to say,
keep going.
sure, they're one of
that's
the
it.
best 5 teams in football.
No,
That's
but I'm
not the
saying if
issue.
you're Micah Parsons.
Is he mad because we're not ready to crown him in
No.
week 2?
No,
the Bucks.
there is a level of, I understand, if you're on the Cowboys and you're saying, you know what is seemingly irrelevant to how we do this season? How the 07 Cowboys did against the Giants in the playoffs. I would understand why if you're Micah Parsons and you're like, I look around this team, we've been awesome since I've been here.
True.
We have not been able to. Yes, 12 wins in back-to-back years is
They've been very good.
They have not been
They
able to
lost
beat
to
the
Brock
Niners.
Purdy and Jimmy
They have
Garoppolo
not
in
been
the
able to
playoffs.
beat the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs. That's what's happened with them. And this year, in my opinion, we'll talk about it now, they are far better positioned than San Francisco or Philadelphia.
Okay. And NFC odds are San Francisco still at number 1. How many games in a row have they won? 11, 12?
San Francisco?
12 in a row.
What? San Francisco? What do you mean?
I think they won 12 regular season.
Oh, right.
games in a
Okay.
row. Philly at 2, Dallas at 3, but it's close. Lions off their Chiefs high at 4, and then look at sneaky New Orleans. I mean, Brew, you called that one.
What did he call?
Thank you.
He called sneaky New Orleans.
No, okay.
I called them winning that division.
And Derek Carr.
They're 2-0.
Wow.
Derek Carr.
I mean, what are you talking about?
Who'd you pick to win that division?
I picked Atlanta. What's their record?
Well,
I picked Atlanta.
Well, they're not on the
I picked
ground.
The Saints to win that division.
Yeah,
You
what
did pick
yeah,
the
I
Saints?
did.
Okay,
What are we talking about? We're not talking about the
but you didn't
Saints.
have Derek Carr.
You should be-
He didn't have Derek Carr either.
he's got.
I had Derek Carr as the dark horse MVP. Now, granted, he's not playing
Oh, is
that
he
way
playing
yet.
like the
no,
dark
he's
horse
not.
MVP?
But they're 2-0.
Can we talk about
Why can't give me a compliment on this show?
can't
give you a
lot.
Oh my God.
Can't give you a lot.
I just said, hey, I said his New Orleans Saints. You guys went crazy.
Golly.
Should the Cowboys be the NFC favorites?
Obviously.
Obviously.
Right now, does Dallas have a clear weakness? Does Philadelphia? Yes.
What's the
Does
49ers?
San Francisco?
Hold on.
I was gonna ask, what are the
Hold on.
numbers?
Can I go with them in order,
Okay,
please, for a
tell
moment?
me about
Can I do-
Philadelphia's. I want to hear
Their
this.
pass defense stinks.
That's true.
Yeah, stinks is a strong word.
That's true.
I'm not mad at that.
I mean, I
It's
think
not
your
a
pass
strength,
defense
but
stinks.
we'll see.
I do not think. Okay, so Philadelphia has a clear weakness. Dallas does not. I don't think San Francisco has a clear weakness. So that's why I said
okay,
I
good.
wasn't going to
We
say
were
they
nervous.
did.
Okay.
The question for the Cowboys is if right now if people are like, I don't know if I can trust them, it's because I don't know if I trust Dak. You cannot trust Dak less in the playoffs than Brock Purdy.
Why not?
You can't.
Well,
because we have no reason to.
Why not?
Because we have seen Dak be excellent in the playoffs multiple times.
We've seen Brock Purdy be excellent.
play one great game and one terrible game. That's it. That's it.
I wouldn't say terrible game. They
Against-
won.
He was injured.
No, the
No, they
Cowboys
won.
playoff
He
game.
wasn't great, but he was.
Okay,
Neither was Dak.
this is-
I mean,
I agree. Dak
This
was
is
bad.
where I disagree. And where I do agree is when we look at Dallas, and I think it's the 49ers because they don't have a clear weakness.
They don't.
And when I look at how they scheme you, they eliminate any potential weakness that someone may think is a weakness in Brock Purdy. And he has never proven that he is a weak link.
you.
Like, so for me, when I look at them, who's been most consistent? That has been their defense. 49ers defense, you know what you're going to get. Dallas defense, you know what you're going to get.
Yep.
Offensively, you know what you're going to get with the 49ers. You're sitting on the edge of your seat. And as great as Dallas has been, and as good, I'm not going to say great, as good as Dak has been in these first 2 weeks, we're all sitting here waiting to see if it's going to be derailed
only been 2
by
games.
interceptions.
But hold on, you guys are more nervous about
Yes.
Dak screwing this up than Brock Purdy?
Yes.
Okay,
here's what I'll say to you.
That's
Nick.
shocking.
If
Hold
you-
on,
if
really
you
quick.
wanna say-
the
okay,
reason why is because we've seen this 49ers team get all the way to the Super Bowl with almost any quarterback.
Well,
we've seen it with Brock Purdy, and last year it was like, oh well, can he even get him to the AFC Championship game? What he's going to look like in the postseason? Well, if he hadn't gotten hurt, they very well could have been in the Super Bowl.
That's fair.
Then with Jimmy Garoppolo, someone who you and I share the same sentiments about, they've gotten there.
Most people would put Dak ahead of Brock Purdy. Right. But when you look at effectiveness as a quarterback, not who's better, Brock Purdy, for what they ask him to do with those weapons, he's as effective for his team, if not more, than as Dak is for the Cowboys.
So
you get what I'm saying?
I totally understand what you're saying, that when everything is going right, Brock Purdy can plug and play. He's shown it repeatedly at a high level. I do not deny that, and I do not begrudge him that. My question is, because I don't think everything will always be going right, if either of these teams need their quarterback to win them a game, I believe Dak can do that. I don't know that Brock Purdy can do that.
I think Brock has the weapons where, like, his weapons are better.
Of course.
Obviously, McCaffrey's the best running back
No,
of the two teams.
but maybe the best weapons in
right,
football.
so I don't know if, unless guys get hurt, I don't know that he's going to have to go out there and win it on his own.
Even in these first 2 weeks, like, the Eagles have been tried and tested a little bit more than the Dallas Cowboys, and so have the 49ers. Last week against the Rams, they were down. Dallas has not faced any form of adversity yet. And I understand it. I'm not going to sit here and say that they didn't afford themselves that, because they did. Whether it's special teams, defense, all of those things, it matters. I totally understand that. But what I'm saying is we haven't seen them have to kind of scuffle out of any fight.
We haven't seen them in an adverse situation.
F game. Coming eventually.
Think it's coming?
Oh, Wild's cooking something up.
When is the F game coming? You look at the train schedule.
Who do they play this week, Wilds?
Arizona Cardinals.
Trap game.
Week 5, we'll know.
Oh, yeah.
We will know before week 5.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.